Welcome to Mobilize. Today we're going to look at the ankle joint. And as you can see here, Robbie will ably demonstrate, your ankle joint is really comprised of many very small joints, and each of them have a movement ability. But really in simple terms, the main thing that we're looking at is your ability of your ankle to perform 4 key movements, and that is dorsiflexion, which is pulling your toes into the front of your calf, as you can see here. You've got plantar flexion, which is pointing the toes away from the front of your calf, which you can see here. And then you've got turning of the ankle joints inside and outside, the blade edge and the inner edge of the foot as well. But for now, we're going to look primarily at dorsiflexion and look at what might affect that ability. And that's a key movement of your ankle because it informs things like lunges, step-ups, the ability to squat even, all hinges of sufficient dorsiflexion capacity. So some of the major muscles that we'll look at here are the tibialis anterior, which is the front part of the calf, the big fleshy bit on the front of the calf. You've got your gastrocnemius and soleus, which comprise the back of the calf tissue. Then you've got things like your peroneus and extensor digitorum longus and a whole bunch of other lovely sounding Latin names. And really all of them form part of this big group of musculature on our shins. The most key aspects of that, the 2 biggest muscles to look for, are the tibialis anterior and the calf tissue as well. So let's now look at some of the testing positions and then the subsequent work that we'll do to influence that movement. We're going to come into a position here, a kneeling dorsiflexion position. So here I'm just sitting on one leg, and on the other leg I've got this position where it's going to form a step-up shape, a squat shape, lunge shape, anything which you're applying force and moving that knee forwards. From here, if you've just got a general sense of ankle tension or tightness around the musculature that comprises the shin, there's no direct pain or sharpness of that quality, in which case please seek the help of a medical practitioner. But there's just that sense of it's a bit uncertain or it's a bit tight. So we might look, for example, at a release. And what we're talking about releasing is not really changing the underlying tissue. Thankfully, your muscles and ligaments and tendons are a bit more robust than that. But it's changing the perception of the tension that they carry in your brain. So to do that, what we're going to do is place this ball in the soft part of the front of the calf, the tibialis anterior, and I'm just going to hunt around for what we call a hot spot. Now a hot spot is where, as you just push your weight gently into it, it's like, oh, something there. I really feel that compared to other places in the immediate vicinity where there's not much going on. Once you're there, hang out 30, 60, 90 seconds, depending on how comfortable you are, past experience, etc. But start off with less time and gradually build up. Focus on deep nasal breathing in and out, remaining in a parasympathetic or relaxed nervous state. Work with the intention, which is to let that tissue relax. Breathing is a great part of that. From there, once you've gone through that, go back into the dorsiflexed position in this kneeling position and see if it's just a bit easier to hold that shape. Now, it makes sense that if this is the testing position, this might also be a great position just to come in and do some stretching. So you can just hang out here. I'm applying a little bit more weight by leaning my weight on top of the knee here, and that just provides a little bit more stretch to the tissue on the back of my calf. And then from there, you're also in the position where you can do some strengthening work. So here what I'm going to do is, I'm in the stretched position. I'm now going to think about squeezing my legs and pushing the ball of my foot through the floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, take a deep breath in. All of that stored tension now, release with that breath and see if you're just able to get into a slightly better position, or that feeling of tightness, vulnerability just lessens a little bit. You can go into a lot of depth with each of these positions, the structures and the strategies, but this will give you a really good start point to gauge in your body what needs to be worked on, and then you can follow that through, and we'll have a lot more routines for you to try out. Till then, see you soon.